Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. The Oklahoma Sooners continue to stay hot on the recruiting trail, this time in the 2025 class, as the Oklahoma Sooners and Brent Venables land one of the more talented quarterbacks in this class. And yeah, you see he is not yet rated by 24/7. This is early on. This kid just finished up his sophomore season of football. This is a guy that it kind of similar to Jackson Arnold might not start as a top 50 prospect, although I think certainly when they get those rankings out, he will be a top 100 prospect. I really do think kind of like Jackson Arnold did in that 2023 class, will work his way up to a 5-star status. We'll take a look at what he can do on the field, and he is a very, very fun film to watch. Before we get into that and then updating you guys on the 2024 class prospects, I just want to say thank you to you guys again. Sooner fans, especially, you guys are absolutely awesome. And we love talking Oklahoma football. And we especially love talking ball with you guys in the comment section. The support you all personally have shown to us truly means a lot. So if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We really do appreciate y'all. Without further ado, let's get in and let's introduce Kevin Sperry. One, the Oklahoma Sooners are hammering the state of Texas, which is very good to see. And then two, Kevin Sperry, there's two things that you're kind of looking at. One, this is a 2025 class signing. I love how they're stacking their quarterbacks. You get Jackson Arnold, who probably won't start this year. I think Dylan Gabriel has that job under wraps, but then we'll start his second year. And then when Jackson Arnold is going into his third year, you get Kevin Sperry into the program, who's kind of your new guy that you're grooming to start. So you extend this field of vision here. The Oklahoma Sooners have legit quarterbacks wrapped up for a very long time under Brent Venables. Now, the key caveat here is that Jeff Levy probably needs to stay, or else Kevin Sperry's recruitment might open up a little bit more. But he got the offer on Thursday, committed, I believe, late last night. It was kind of a weird timing where he committed, but he commits within a week of getting the offer. This dude wanted to be a Sooner. He gets it done. And this is a massive get for Oklahoma. Now I want to take you guys just to a little bit of why I think this kid might be truly, truly special. Again, keep in mind what you are watching is State of Texas high school football, and this dude is a sophomore. The thing that kind of stands out is all these guys have arm talents. His pocket manipulation and his feel for the pocket and extending plays is next level. But then you're going to see the arm talent. And then this is the play. We're only going to watch a couple plays, but this is the type of stuff that you can't really teach. Like, he just gets this position. This is a throw from a sophomore quarterback with absolute phenomenal anticipation, throws the ball well before the receiver even comes out of his break, puts it on a dime. And then you see the wheels. Like, this dude can absolutely scoot. And again, only a sophomore. He's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger, but you see the arm talent there. It's extremely impressive. And again, if you're an Oklahoma fan, you feel so good about the quarterback position. Dylan Gabriel right now, and then you got Jackson Arnold waiting in the wings, and then a guy like Kevin Sperry coming through the wraps. And then I'm going to take you guys, we're going to get into the 2024 class because, again, Oklahoma doesn't have anyone or committed in this 2024 class. Michael Hawkins getting crystal ball to Oklahoma. He's a top 247 guy as well. His dad played for the Oklahoma Sooners. He also has a younger brother who's a cornerback recruit in that 2025 class. Also from the state of Texas. He's got big time size. He also has a very good arm. And the more quarterback talent you get into the room, it's a good problem to have. And Michael Hawkins and Kevin Sperry talk. And no doubt, Kevin Sperry is not necessarily afraid of a body like Michael Hawkins coming in. And they're kind of inviting that competition. It'll make one another better. And you love to see that. And that's kind of the culture that Brent Venables is bringing to the table. You want to get as much talent as you can into that room and may the best quarterback win. And you having guys who are excited to do that is a really good thing. You want guys who want that competition. And Michael Hawkins, Kevin Sperry, the quarterback position seems to be looking really bright for the Oklahoma Sooners. He's not committed yet, but you do see the crystal balls coming in. Now let's get to some of the headliners of this 2024 class and why this class might be a record-setting class for the Oklahoma Sooners. You have Williams Nwaneri, the number 3 national recruit to Tournament 24/7 Sports. The crystal balls are coming in from him. Now, his recruitment is not nearly done. He's from Missouri. He's been on campus to Missouri a lot. Was just at LSU last weekend. He's taking a bunch of visits. I believe he'll be up in Nebraska as well. but Oklahoma feels really, really good about that. And Coach Chavis on that defensive line has been doing a phenomenal job getting these guys on campus and getting a lot of buzz for these defensive linemen. And again, when you look at what Brent Venables wants to do with this program, it starts up front. Where did all that success, and we've kind of been banging the table for this, where has all the success from Brent Venables' defense come at Clemson? It came from the front seven, and particularly the defensive line. Even Miles Murphy, Brian Brzee, you go back more, Xavier Thomas, Kellen Farrell. He does a phenomenal job recruiting these defensive linemen, and he does a really good job developing those guys. And guys like Williams and Nwaneri, and then we go take a look at a guy like David Stone, no doubt see the Brent Venables track record and development of these defensive line dudes and want to go play for a guy like that. David Stone, another guy that I think is getting a little bit more traction to Oklahoma. So it seemed to be a two-horse race between Oklahoma and Michigan State. He is going. He was also on campus at LSU. He's taken his visits, but it has seemed like Oklahoma, Michigan State are the two teams that are jockeying for his commitment. Michigan State and Brandon Jordan was their defensive. He wasn't a defensive line coach. He was a pass rush specialist for Michigan State. He was kind of the main recruiter for David Stone going to Michigan State. He leaves for a job for the Seattle Seahawks. He's no longer at Michigan State. That kind of takes away the key guy that was recruiting David Stone. In my mind, that just pushes him a little bit more to coming home to Norman and playing his college football there. And you look at that, the two best defensive linemen in the whole entire 2024 class getting crystal ball to Oklahoma. You have to feel really, really good about that. And then just to add fuel to the fire and to kind of make it obvious what Brent Venables is trying to do, another guy from the state of Texas and Nigel Smith also getting crystal balls to go to Oklahoma. Again, his recruitment is open, but another top 10 defensive lineman, again, from the state of Texas. They're hammering that state. Crystal ball to Oklahoma. If they just get two of these guys, you feel really good about the future of this defensive line. And then a couple other guys that you want to keep your eye on. One of my favorite recruits in this 2024 class, Peyton Pierce, 6'1", 225 pounds from Lucas, Texas. He's an elite wrestler. I believe he's only lost one wrestling match. He also can throw the ball. This dude is a freak athlete who is strong. He's already, you see the recruit. I saw the recruiting picture of him visiting LSU the other weekend. Like, I don't know where they're finding these 16, 17-year-old juniors who are going into their senior year. They're just built different. And Peyton Pierce is one of those guys. He looks like he could be playing college football right now. Again, a lot of teams in the race for him, but Oklahoma seemingly have the edge on him. Also Notre Dame, I know, is in on him too. And he's also going up to Wisconsin for a visit later this month. But it seems like Oklahoma has the traction here for Peyton Pierce once again. And then finally, DeMarco Murray has done just a phenomenal job recruiting the running back position. Like, you guys know how big of a fan I am of Javante Barnes. Caden Durham, another guy where the crystal balls are coming in for the Sooners, also from the state of Texas. This is kind of an interesting recruiting because it seems like DeMarco Murray in this Oklahoma football program has a little bit different of a board in terms of running back rankings than 24/7 does. And they've identified Caden Durham as kind of one of those guys. And you see a guy like Jarrett Gibson. They haven't even offered him, to my knowledge, the 5-star from IMG Academy. Caden Durham seems to be the guy they've identified as a dude they want in the program. To go over a little bit of him, he's a little shorter, a little smaller, although I think he'll put on that weight again. We talk about these kids right now. They're 16, 17-year-old kids. Their frames are going to look a lot different once they're enrolling into school. But 5'9", 180, but what really excites you, absolute track speed. I mean, you can see the highlight there, but going down to the athletic background, a 10.7, 100-meter dash, like, this dude absolutely flies. You expect him to put on some weight once he gets to Oklahoma. There's a lot of talented dudes that, although Oklahoma has not gotten a commitment in this 2024 class, I feel like it's just a flood waiting to happen. And maybe even a guy like Kevin Sperry committing to Oklahoma could open up those floodgates and see a lot of guys come in. One other thing I kind of want to touch on is when you get your 5-star blue chipper quarterback, that immediately becomes your biggest recruiting piece. And Kevin Sperry is a guy that, I mean, going to the 7-on-7s, throwing to the other elite wide receivers in this class, like, no doubt, kind of in their ear, telling them about Norman, telling them about Jeff Lebby. You saw that happen with Arch Manning. Arch Manning commits to Texas. You got guys like Jonte Cook lining up to play with Arch Manning. If you can lock in, and kind of what Jackson Arnold did for the Sooners in the 2023 class, if you can lock in your quarterback of the future, it becomes a lot easier to recruit some of those skill position dudes. So very excited to see what the Sooners can do in this 2024 class. And they obviously land a nice one in this 2025 class. Of course, wanted to keep this one short, but wanted to say thank you guys for the support. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. You guys have been awesome with the support, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.